Okay, let's unpack this. You've got a classic Tamiya Grasshopper II, right? Maybe you're knee-deep in a restoration, you're looking for parts, and you think, great, I'll just use some spares from my original Grasshopper. I mean, they look pretty similar, don't they?
They really do, yeah. That's the trap.
So you swap in those gears, you hit the throttle, and crunch. Stripped gears. Again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a common thing. Super frustrating.
It really is.
Yeah.
So today, our mission is kind of go beyond just the surface symptoms. We want to uncover the surprising engineering truth behind why this happens, and hopefully give you insights that'll save you time, money, and future headaches.
Yeah, and what's fascinating, like you hinted, is that your first observation is usually spot on. The gears do look different, but the real aha moment, the core thing to get is this. The Grasshopper II isn't just a slightly updated GH1. It's fundamentally built on the Tamiya Hornet chassis.
Ah, okay. So not a direct evolution at all.
Not really, no. And that shift, that change in its basic architecture, it changes everything about the drivetrain, what it needs.
Right. So that core difference in the chassis, that's really the root of the problem then.
Yeah.
Can you maybe walk us through how these two sort of family trees emerged from Tamiya, the GH1 and the Hornet?
Sure, yeah. So the original Grasshopper, that was kit 58243, came out in '84. It was all about simplicity. Really rigid, fixed rear axle design, meant for a smaller 380 size motor. You know, tough, straightforward, but suspension. Pretty minimal.
Basic, yeah. Get you running.
Exactly. But then, just like months later, Tamiya releases the Hornet, kit 58045. Think of it as the Grasshopper's sportier, older sibling. It had the bigger, more powerful 540 motor. And crucially, this rolling, rigid rear suspension.
Rolling rigid. Okay, what does that mean exactly?
It means the whole gearbox, the motor, the axle assembly, it could pivot up and down, which gave it way better handling over bumps, you know, much better terrain absorption than the stiff GH1.
Okay, got it. So fast forward to '88, the Grasshopper II arrives. Looks like maybe a GH1 refresh.
Right. Looks can be deceiving.
But underneath, it's secretly got that pivoting Hornet setup.
Bingo. It inherited the Hornet's architecture.
And that fundamental difference leads right to the failure point people see, right? Those specific gears.
Precisely. We're talking about those large bevel gears, Tamiya calls them BG2s often, and critically how they mesh, or rather fail to mesh, with the rear axle shaft.
You mentioned people notice the GH2 gears look different shape, different plastic color. Is that just cosmetic, or is
Oh, it's a huge mechanical clue, a really big one. Here's the absolute critical insight. The original Grasshopper axles. They have smaller holes drilled in them for the little pin inside the differential.
Right.
The Grasshopper II, because it's using that Hornet-derived design, needs and uses a larger diameter differential pin.
Ah, I see where this is going.
Yep. So if you try and force those GH1 axles into a GH2 differential assembly, they just won't fit snugly on that larger pin. They're slop. Like serious wobble.
Catastrophic slop, as you put it.
Exactly. Under power, that slop means the gears can literally shift out of alignment, right up on each other, and boom, strip teeth.
And it's confusing because some other parts do look the same, don't they? Like the counter gear.
That's the really misleading part. Yeah. The counter gear, even the main big diff spur gear, they are dimensionally identical across the models. But the complete differential gear bag for the GH1, that whole set of internal diff parts, part hashtag 91150 down, is absolutely not compatible with the GH2's specific gear bag, which is part hashtag 9335057.
Fundamentally different kits internally.
It's fundamentally different. You need the right set.
Okay, what about that color difference? You mentioned people notice the GH2 gears are sort of more yellow and less translucent. Is that just age, or is there something more?
That's not just age. That's a material science clue. It points directly to an intentional upgrade. The whitish, maybe slightly see-through plastic on the GH1 gears, that was likely nylon. Good stuff, tough, takes impacts well for the lower loads in the GH1. But nylon can flex a bit, and it can absorb moisture, which isn't ideal for precision gears under stress. The creamier, more opaque material in the Grasshopper II and Hornet gears, that's almost certainly POM, polyoxymethylene. You probably know it as Delrin.
Ah, Delrin. Yeah, much stiffer stuff.
Exactly. It was a deliberate shift by Tamiya. POM offers way better dimensional stability. It doesn't change shape easily. It's much more rigid and has excellent wear resistance.
And why does that rigidity matter so much here?
Because remember that pivoting rear end on the GH2 and Hornet? It puts way more dynamic stress on the gearbox. Think about landings after a jump or just hard acceleration. You get forces trying to twist and flex the gearbox housing and the gears inside. POM resists that flex.
It keeps the gear teeth meshed properly, even under load.
Precisely. It prevents that gear flex that can lead to stripping, especially under conditions people call gearbox slap, that sudden jolt when the suspension pivots quickly.
Which also explains why the actual gearbox housings are different too, right? The GH1's fixed box versus the GH2 Hornet pivoting one?
Absolutely. The GH1 housing part, hashtag 0005069, is designed to be static. The GH2 Hornet one, part hashtag 0005276, has to handle all those constant pivoting and torsional loads. Different jobs, different designs.
Okay, this is making so much sense now. So let's bring it back to the listener. What does this all mean for you if you're trying to keep your Grasshopper II running reliably?
Yeah.
The core lesson seems to be you have to respect its Hornet heritage to understand what it needs mechanically.
That's the takeaway. Forget thinking of it as just a GH1 V2. Treat it like the Hornet derivative it is. And for a reliable drivetrain, step one is absolutely critical. Source the correct parts.
What's means?
You need the specific Tamiya gear bag for the Grasshopper II Hornet. That's part number 9335057. We'll put that in the show notes for you. Don't try to mix and match with GH1 diff parts.
Okay, essential. What else? Assembly tips.
Yeah, basic stuff, but important. Clean that gearbox thoroughly when you build it. Get rid of any old grease or plastic bits. Use a good quality, plastic-safe grease. Tamiya's ceramic grease is excellent, but others work too. Just make sure it's safe for plastics. And take a good look at your gearbox housing itself. Those holes where the suspension pins go through, check they aren't worn oval. That causes slop too.
Good point. Worn housings can be just as bad as wrong gears.
Definitely. And, this brings up maybe the single most important upgrade you can make for a durable Grasshopper II drivetrain.
Let me guess. Bearings.
Ball bearings, absolutely. Get rid of those stock plastic bushings. They wear out incredibly fast, create slop, increase friction. They're just asking for trouble.
Right. The slop is the enemy here.
It really is. A full set of ball bearings, it's usually 9 of the 5 by 11 by 4 millimeter size, and one little 5 by 8 by 2.5 millimeter for the counter gear shaft end, drastically reduces friction, makes it run smoother, faster even. But most importantly, it eliminates that slop in the drivetrain components, keeps everything aligned. It's key to preventing future stripping. We'll list those bearing sizes for you too.
Perfect. So there you have it. The key is understanding the family tree, you could say. Knowing your Grasshopper II is really part of the Hornet family is just as crucial as reading the manual itself.
Couldn't have said it better.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other surprising design lineages, these kind of hidden connections, might be lurking in other hobbies or things we use every day, just waiting to be uncovered.
Yeah, definitely something to think about. History matters, even in RC cars.
Indeed. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.